been in the media for the last couple of days, and so hopefully that means that once they see our logo out in the streets, they'll understand what it's all about, or have to have a good idea, know where to turn. This is the logo that I want to see on bumper stickers, T-shirts, badges, patches. This is really it. This is, if you don't do anything else with the campaign, I want you to have something like this, just to be able to show in the public that you're part. You know about the campaign, you're part of it, and you believe in the message, which are addressed. Symptoms are the only thing we can treat. The campaign has chosen to treat its most deadly symptom. We're not going to raise everyone out of poverty. We're not going to deplete the poverty line in this area, but we hope that we can encourage peace in our area. We can encourage thoughtful, creative conflict resolution, and the violence can dissipate in our area. We understand that violence is a reaction. The causes can vary, but the dire consequences are the same. We want to develop communities where there's less of a cause for violence. And so that would be another way to address it. Our campaign has 5 different tiers that we will phase into the campaign, depending, because some of them do have a cost. But the first one of them that has cost, but we'll have fundraising for. I'm looking at using local clothing companies to develop our designs and put them out there so it's mutual. Local companies can take advantage of what we're doing out there. People can be aware of. Left with signs and T-shirts and all sorts, but we're electing peace. So we hope that that's something that can continue, and we can recycle all the things that we use and put into the community. We also, along with awareness, want to have a monthly newsletter with the calendar of events. We're going to look at the Augusta calendar. We're going to use news organizations, the Spirit, the Chronicle to come up with family-friendly events, or maybe just youth-friendly events. We hope that most of them are free or at low cost so that we can sponsor people to go to these things. But we'll put them on the calendar, and the newsletter will also contain articles about nonviolent conflict resolution, about happenings in our area. We'll invite people in the community to submit articles, and also let people know about the other parts of the campaign. The second one being community service. We want to have a monthly neighborhood beautification project, or a monthly just community service project. Doesn't necessarily have to be beautification, but murals, planting, harvesting, because we have a community garden. We have other gardens popping up. We hope that individuals will start gardens, and if we can help, Miss So-and-so with her garden, or family with theirs, we'd love to be able to get those volunteers together. And our volunteers will consist of people inside the area and also outside of Harrisburg. Harrisburg is one of our historical neighborhoods, and I think it doesn't just hurt us or hurt the people that live in Harrisburg when the image when the image of our neighborhood goes down, but also the area Augusta at large. Constructing raised beds, street cleanups, volunteering at events and festivals. We have Arts in the Heart all the time. We have various cultural events, and we want to be able to put our own people there to not only experience the event, but also help volunteer, because they always need volunteers to help out with those types of things. And everything I'm mentioning to you, these are all things that I grew up with, that I took advantage of, or that people ushered me to doing, and these are the types of things that kept me out of trouble. I figured, why not spread those opportunities to other people that maybe those opportunities just don't fall in their laps. Moving right along to the third part, which is really, they're all important, but this is the meat of it. If you don't necessarily have to be a part of the curriculum or come to any of the meetings that we have. You can be a part of the campaign in other ways, but this is the way we want to address things for families in the neighborhood. We want to have monthly presentations on the history of gangs, violence, nonviolence, leaders, movements, featuring local leaders and experts. We'll definitely be inviting elected officials, church leaders, and law enforcement experts. We'll have discussion and refreshments. Sometimes we'll view a movie and about violence maybe in another area of the country or of the world, and how creatively people come together to address those and get those things sorted in people's minds on a day-to-day basis. Also, for people who don't attend, information from each curriculum event or each monthly meeting will be in the newsletter. And let me backtrack for a second. The newsletter is going to be online. It's also going to be delivered, but and I understand that online can make a limitation for certain people, but we want to make sure every kid in Harrisburg has a library card. That's one of our very first missions that we think we can definitely knock out. Door-to-door, grassroots campaign style. We have a lovely new facility downtown. We want to make sure every kid can take advantage of that, and the facilities there are opportunities that can come from them. And that would just be one small victory, we think, for our cause. But hopefully would mean better streets, better communication, better opportunities for those children in the future. So everything hopefully will have a positive return that we do. Our fourth aspect will be our Brothers and Sisters sponsoring program. This is sort of modeled after Big Brothers Big Sisters, which is a program that I saw implemented in Chicago, where obviously we know almost Chicago and gang violence have become synonymous, and gun violence. And it would be a great shame if that was a way that anyone perceived any certain area of Augusta at all. So we want to be preemptive in this. And our Brothers and Sisters program is a little less personal. Theirs is actually someone coming in, picking up your kids or your family and going off to an event. Of course, they have lots of museums and things that go on. We have our events here in our museums and our guided tours, and things are picking up in the downtown area. So we want to be able to sponsor families and children to go to those things. So, method of donating from your checking account to another checking account or institution, and we will give them specific costs for tickets that are coming, for events that are coming up in the area. They can cover the cost of 4 tickets, 1 ticket, 2 tickets, any amount they'd like, or they can just donate, X amount for an event, and we can make sure that goes to families in order to make it to festivals, museums, shows, different arts things that go on in the area, and let's see. Yeah, and we'll offer it to them and distribute it to families via the newsletter, as I mentioned before. The big overreaching thing that we'd like to accomplish here is the Peace on the Streets map. Now, I know that there was some organization people that had planned on attending that wouldn't be able to tonight because of other conflicts. We'll be pursuing them immediately. I have contact information, and they've mentioned interest to me. As I said before, this was initially supposed to be a meeting just for CSR Peace Alliance members, but it's turned into so much more, which is great. They know about us in advance, so I can give them a call, mention it, give them a little short spiel, and tell them we want to be on the same team, because we don't want to compete with any organization that's already out there. We want our costs to be extremely low, so as not to take from people who are already doing something, who would like to do something, or whose efforts really do require, funding, a pretty steady funding. So for us, we'd like to include them on a map. We want to make, there's a way we can do this on Google Maps, where we can just divide. We want to include everyone who's doing anything, and we want people who live in one side of town to have just as much opportunity to see what's around them as on the other side of the town. And in doing so, encourage those organizations that are doing something to do even more, or be creative, or get together on the map. So tonight, what we need is contacts, and of course, I'll be on the phone getting contacts from these other organizations and other emails that I had before, and just didn't invite tonight because I wanted to give them a clear proposal from me, and also just other people that came tonight. I don't know. Do we have? I guess we have this. So people sign up. Okay, great. And also, and so we'll be updating you, just to let you know what's going on with the website, what's going on with our Facebook, and whatnot. I want to close out with 2 quick quotes. These are both actually. I had them in mind. I didn't realize that they're both actually from Helen Keller. And the first one is, when one door of happiness closes, another opens. But often we look so long at the closed door that we do not see the one which has been opened for us. And you get that feeling, I don't know, I'm sure you get that feeling different times in your life, but there are people in the area that feel that way on a day-to-day basis. And we want to be one of those doors. We want to be a bright, shining door that's open that people can walk through and experience all sorts of different things by coming and joining us. The last one is one that I pass by every Sunday. It's on the wall in our church, and it keeps me going. It's really nice to see when I see it, and it's something we can all take from. I think I am only one, but still I am one. I cannot do everything, but still I can do something. And because I cannot do everything, I will not refuse to do something that I can do. So with that, I'll close it. I want to set up my recorder here and see what kind of questions, ideas, anything I didn't think about. Please pound me on if you have it.